Hey guys, welcome to the Waydes Performance Podcast. Before we get stuck into episode number 26, I'd like to thank all of you for listening so far. The last 26 weeks has got us about halfway towards our goal of my goal of 52, which is pretty cool. 6 months in so far. If you have enjoyed it, please share and subscribe. I would love it if you would leave a review. Just show you gratitude for what we're doing. If you have any suggestions or if you want to be on it or if you know someone that would be a great fit for the podcast, please send them our way. Today I sat down with Wayde Custerson, who is someone I've been admiring from afar for the last, 18 months. Seeing him go through his old man passing away and pumping through uni and being able to come out the other side a very insightful, really inspirational young human. It's been really cool to see, and it was really exciting today to sit down with him and actually have a proper conversation about everything he's been through and what he's going through and what he's working towards now. This was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy it. See you next time. My personal and business goal is to be just a little bit better every day. I believe everyone, especially normal people, have a story to tell. The Waydes podcast exists to help us all find small ways of consistent improvement by discussing the journey and experiences of each of our guests. Wayde Custerson, welcome to the podcast.
Lucky Wallace, thank you very much, mate.
You're welcome. How's your day been?
No, good, mate. Good. I've had I was meant to have a coffee with you, and
I apologise. I double booked.
Something happened. Something occurred. So
it happens occasionally.
No, I met a couple of new friends and had a coffee and came and had a look at your gym, mate. It was good.
Good start to the day.
Great start to the day, mate.
Awesome.
Always a good start to the day.
First question for you.
Yep.
What gets you out of bed in the morning? What are you grateful for?
Oh, what am I grateful for? Well, that question itself was my favourite question in the world.
Good.
What gets me out of bed in the morning? My family, mate. I'm a big family man, so family. And I like to think of myself as someone who loves life. And that comes under gratitude for me.
Yeah. When you say loves life, what does that mean to you? Like what? Because there's so many different ways you can kind of look at it.
Yeah, for sure. Probably actually yesterday. It works out really well because yesterday
this happens all the time.
I finished uni about 4 weeks ago. Got my results on Saturday, so very happy with that. Graduate in a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
So I spent yesterday. I read a book, and it was a book about setting a vision, putting your goals in place, and getting to that vision. And it said I had to write down a bit of a mission statement, like who am I, what I stand for.
Yeah, awesome.
And what I wrote was who am I and what I stand for.
Yeah.
What was it? What was mine?
Yeah, what was yours?
Mine, well, I wrote a few different things. So for me, family is always number one. So always caring and loving for my family.
Awesome.
I know my vision as one is I don't want to leave with any regrets. I always want to have a crack at everything I do. So family, number one, always caring and giving back to the community. So always putting you before I.
Yeah.
Even though I know it's important to put I before you sometimes.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean by that.
I think that makes you feel better and that fills up your cup and allows you to actually help people more.
Exactly.
And allows you to feel fulfilled and happy. I like that.
I've probably got, what else have I got in there? I'm a man of faith. I'm a religious person.
Yeah. Always been?
Always have been. Always been brought up that way. Yeah. So, one on my mission statement was, be thankful to God for what I have.
Yeah.
And practice that, I'm one of those people who goes to church on a Sunday. Not a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I don't go every week.
Yeah.
But I'm not a preacher either, mate. Bloody hell. I still swear. I still have fun, mate. So that's another one. What else is in there? I'm just always a big thinker, and I always love setting goals. Whether it's awesome. I'm like you, man. I love getting in the gym. I put up an Instagram yesterday. I did probably the best session I've ever done in the gym in 4 weeks because I wasn't doing uni anymore.
Yeah, so you had that one focus.
Yeah, and I've always been that. Had a conversation with my sister last night, Taylor. I'm an all-in or nothing person. and sometimes that's
Yeah.
a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah, it can be a detriment. But
So, for me yesterday, I actually, I wrote out my gym program on Monday, and I haven't actually been able to do that for like 4 months.
yeah,
So it was good to get in there and smash it out. Whereas, while I was at uni, uni was the primary focus.
Yeah,
so
just getting it done.
Getting it done.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What is your what is your big crazy dream? What's your vision? What's your goal?
I wrote that down yesterday too.
Good.
I wrote down my vision. It was big too. I wish I had it on me. I know that I want to make a difference in the world, and whether that's like I want to teach people and show people that you are in control of everything you do.
Yeah, I love that.
That if you want to do something, you can do it, and that whatever hits you, you can get over that.
Mm-hmm.
You're in control. The power of the mind is ridiculous, and that's what I've slowly learnt in the last 12 to 18 months with a few challenges that have come my way.
Yep.
Throughout my life, especially in those 18 months, and I've actually surprised myself in how I've been able to handle that, and that's also made me realise I want other people to realise that they can do that too. That life isn't you get thrown shit. Sorry,
Mate, you can swear, you can say fuck, you can say whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
Or,
load up.
When you get thrown that,
Yeah.
but normally, a lot of people could to go and jump in anything or whatever, it's the end of the world. But I want people to realise that the power you have within yourself, you can do anything.
Yeah.
But
How important for you is those struggles and those hard times into actually allowing yourself to realise how much you do love life and how much you do like helping other people?
Yeah. It's funny, I was lucky. I actually found gratitude 12 months before everything, I've had those challenges.
Yep.
I found gratitude about, 2 years ago.
Awesome.
And man,
How old are you now?
22, nearly 23, man.
Yeah.
So,
Which is probably like that gratitude thing isn't something that a lot of 21-year-olds are walking around feeling.
No, you're right.
So it's that's cool. How'd you come to it?
How did I come to it? Gee, I've always loved reading.
Yeah.
And not reading. I'm not a sci-fi type person. I'm like personal development type. I love podcasts,
Awesome.
learning, always learning.
Yeah, sick.
I think I learnt gratitude. I just remember. I know for a fact. I remember starting it 2 years ago. Someone must have told me about it, or I've read about it. I read about it in a book of mindfulness. It was a book about mindfulness, and it was started gratitude journal, and I started that.
That's cool.
And every day I woke up.
Every day,
I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for. Wrote why.
Yeah.
And then mate, I loved it because I look back now 2 years ago when I started that. I'm like, shit, I'm glad I wrote that.
Yeah.
I'm like, how good is that I did that? And not only is it good in that moment, it sets you up for the day if you do it in the morning or if you do it at night or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's it's also beneficial because later on down the track you can look at it and go, I was grateful in that moment, or look at me, I'm in that type of mindset.
It allows you to come back and have perspective on all the rubbish stuff, all the shit that happens. It allows you to kind of to actually enjoy the good stuff, because there's always going to be good, there's always going to be bad.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't really have one without the other.
That's it. Well, I always look at life. It's up to you. It's whatever you take from it, it's your perspective.
That's a really important word, perspective, because we can be annoyed that there's no hot water, or you're not getting food when you want it or anything. But at the end of the day, the perspective that we have living in our privileged corner of the world, looking out at all the other shit that's going on, we're pretty lucky.
Mate, in the book I read, it was, I can't remember who he was talking about. This bloke had gone overseas and travelled and went to say an underprivileged country, or a town that was struggling. Yeah. And asked a kid, I think what his goal was asking, what if you could change anything, or if you could have anything in the world, what would you want? And the kid said a pencil. And he has no water, he has nothing. Yeah. But he said a pencil because he wants to go to school and learn. That's perspective.
That's
man.
heavy.
That's perspective.
That's real heavy, yeah. That's cool.
I was saying to Dan before, who was on the podcast last week. Shout out. I only met him today, but we were talking about that. And just, it's, we have instant gratification these days. You can have anything you want, and
it genuinely anything you want. Yeah,
you know, like, and I love it, but it pisses me off. Like I was saying to Dan, it's Netflix is a perfect example, man, and you know that. And like, mate, I just finished. Got told about Stranger Things, and I smashed the whole first season out in one night. Yeah, that's instant gratification, you know, because I don't have to wait a week
in your cozy bed or on your cozy couch with whatever you want to drink.
Exactly, man. Like, and it's. We are precious, man, human beings, especially in 2017. And that's what I look at perspective is when sometimes when you don't get what you want, which is rare these days, but when it doesn't happen, you crack the sads or
you give up or you stop.
Exactly, man. Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to do is I don't want to tell people what to do, but I want to just share how much it's helped me.
Yeah. Yeah. Shed some light for me and for everyone listening on the challenges you've had over the last 18 months.
Yeah, man. So, it's gone quick. Yeah, it's gone very quick now that I think of it. But so probably about 13, 14 months ago, my dad, he passed away. So we found out 2 months before he passed away, he had cancer. And my dad's name's Dick Custerson, a great man. My idol, my inspiration. Shout out Dickie boy. Good. But he wasn't just he wasn't my dad. He was, he was everyone's friend. He was probably one of the most influential people I'll ever know. Yeah. But my dad, he was the perfect role model for me. He started his own business when he was, in his 20s. Awesome. And that was before entrepreneurship was entrepreneurship. Yeah.
Before it was a fad.
Yeah, exactly, man. And I always say my dad was ahead of his time. So he started an events and management company, did what he loved, which was, he put on events with sports people, connected with people in the industry. Yeah. 20 years later, he's created this empire. He's awesome. Probably the biggest entertainment and events company in Melbourne. And everyone knows his name. But what I love about it so much is the way he did it. And that was by giving back rather than taking. So, mate, financially, he could have probably been a millionaire, but he wasn't. Yep. If you know what I mean? So, so being brought up in the environment with my dad and my mum and my two sisters, a very tight-knit family. So, the business was run from home. My dad, what he did was always give to his family. And I'm very grateful for that because as a kid, my dad ran the business from home. So my dad was always around. We were best mates. There was always time for me. Yeah. So
that's really cool.
I'm very, very lucky.
Not a lot of sons can say that.
Man. And I'm grateful for that. And when I talk about gratitude and why I want people to do this is, I reckon, say I did it for a year before I found out Dad was sick. Yeah. I reckon, so there's 365 days in a year. I probably wrote 50 days I'm grateful for my dad. Yeah. Before he was crook. Yeah. So for me, that's satisfying. Definitely. Because
you appreciated him
before
that happened. Yeah.
So when it happened, some people probably looked at me and thought, "What the hell? This kid's not crying. He's not." Yeah. It's because I was in that moment and I understood it, and I was grateful before that. So there was nothing I could do. Yeah. Anymore except be in that moment. Yeah. So it's been a challenge, man. It's gone quick. Yeah. There's days that you don't want to get out of bed in the morning. Then there's other days where I'm like, feel like I take on the world. Yeah.
What are the things that on those days, and I guess everyone has them for varying reasons, on those days when you can't get out of bed or you're struggling to get out of bed, what do you tell yourself? What do you say to yourself to?
Inch by inch.
Inch by inch, good.
Inch by inch is a cinch, yard by yard it's hard.
Oh, good.
So it's my favourite quote of all time.
I like
my
that.
Dad just told me that, and us three kids, me and my sisters, because Rome wasn't built in a day.
Still building it.
Exactly, man. Exactly right.
Exactly.
So, my dad. That's one thing that was so unique about him. Is like, mate, I just finished my exams, and my mum and my sisters what were telling me, mate, I'm not academically smart. I'm not a necessarily a bookworm in terms of maths or I wasn't planning to go to uni, man. But one thing my dad always said to me when I was struggling in school or something was, mate, you're in the marathon, you're 30 k's in, mate. You're almost there,
That's great advice.
So towards the end, I had a little whiteboard above my desk, and I was like, you're almost in the MCG.
Yeah, that's cool.
Keep pushing, get through it inch by inch. And then now I'm just waiting to get my medal, mate. You know, I got through it, I got my results, and I get on the stage in a couple of weeks. And, you know, for me, it's a proud moment for me.
Mate, it should be proud. You should be super proud because you've been able to, like, I guess, deal with something that no kid ever wants to deal with. Middle of uni when you're, a year out from finishing.
Yeah.
Like, it's a pretty... Like, uni itself, and we've spoken about this a little bit on the podcast, but it's becoming kind of harder and harder for people to actually commit and finish. And you've been able to do it in the hardest part of your life whilst finishing it and dealing with everything, and I guess probably looking after your family at the same time. Yeah. You should be pretty proud of yourself.
Thanks. No, it's I said to my auntie, my gran came over yesterday, and that's one other good thing is I'm very close with, you know, my extended family. Yeah. Because my dad and I've got a big family. They came over and, you know, I said, the only person who's going to understand that feeling is me. So I don't care what anyone thinks. So if I get on that stage and I cry, I don't care. Awesome. Because to me, it's, you know, it's monumental. It's a moment that I'm going to remember forever. Yeah. Because I'm the only one who knows how I was feeling throughout that time. You know, I was going to Bundoora. Mate, Latrobe Uni, Bundoora. It's an absolute hole.
Hey, beautiful part of the world.
Oh, mate, it's an absolute shithole. You know, and I was going there, you know, 4 days or 3 days a week for uni. Yeah. I was doing an internship at Melbourne City, which is in Bundoora as well. Yeah. That's another 2 days. You know, so 5 days.
Basically, your whole life's commuting from Somerville up to Bundoora.
But then we look back at what we were talking about before, perspective. Mm-hmm. And I loved the car trips because I got the opportunity to throw on a podcast and learn. Yeah, you know,
that's the best part of driving to the city.
People looked at me stupid, or like I tell people, I love driving to uni because it gives me the opportunity. And when you know, having perspective, if there's traffic, this is another thing I'll kind of throw out. I heard it on a podcast. Is, you know, I have to sit in traffic. It's not that you have to. You're saying you have to.
Exactly. You're in control.
I'm blessed to sit in traffic because I get the opportunity to listen to my favourite podcaster. Yeah. I'm blessed to go to class because I get to learn.
Yeah, and it's just a mindset thing. Like I went to uni up in the city, played footy up in the city, so we used to spend every day in the car. Yeah. And would have some days where you're just like, fuck, I don't want to be here. But then you got to check yourself. And you're like, you know, I'm lucky enough to be able to go to a uni up in the city. I'm lucky enough to be playing footy at the club I grew up barracking for. Like all these little things. Exactly. It was amazing. But then the days where you are shitty, you got to just check the ego and go, you know what? I'm pretty lucky to be here. Yeah. And I guess I was just music and radio for the first year or two, and lucky enough to dive into podcasts and audiobooks. Yeah. And now that I'm not driving up to the city much, I miss that time that I spent in the car, which for a lot of people who do get road rage and grumpy and stuff like that, use it as like mindfulness time to either listen to music and chill out, or listen to a podcast and learn, or listen to an audiobook, or hands-free, of course, or call someone that you haven't spoken to for a while and have a really good conversation. Like, exactly. It's just, we can look at things as an inconvenience, or we can look at it as an opportunity. And I love that little tidbit you said before, the quote, just you're in control. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Just come back to that all the time. Yeah.
Oh, mate, I know, because, you know, I don't want to go to class anymore, but I know I'll miss the car trip. Yeah. You know, definitely, you know, it's something I wouldn't think I'd say, but it's true. You know, I love my podcasts and I love learning and I love, you know, enjoying that opportunity.
Awesome. Where to from now? From now with you, now that you're finished, now that you're collecting your medal?
It's hard, man. Like, I'm such a big dreamer, and like I want to do, like I know that in time I want to have my own empire, just like you, man.
Somewhat,
but in something, obviously something else. Yeah. But that's something else, you know. I have to build a foundation, and to build a foundation, you have to do the nitty gritty, and you know, do the stuff, you know, that's not going to be the best. You know, it's not going to be the perfect. It's like
you got to polish it. Yeah, over a long period of time.
I look at it as like building a house, man. Like you got to build the slab first. If it's not solid, and then you build the bricks on top of that. If that's done, if it's a shit job,
spot on.
You don't focus on the interior design and what couch you're gonna get first. Fucking hell, like it's way too down the. That's way too forward. Get the hard stuff done first. Be patient. So for me, I don't know exactly what it is.
That's cool. But that almost doesn't matter though. Yeah. Like if you've got the mindset. And this is coming from someone that I guess has been on that path of building the foundations and putting the brickwork in and Now I think we've just put the floorboards down, maybe. But like going through that process, having had so many different interns and students and people come through who just kind of want the house now and want the finished product, but won't go through the picking the block and you know clearing the soil and whatever stuff you got to do to build a house. It allows you, that mindset will allow you to, whatever you do, take that step-by-step approach. And yes, there's going to be times where you want to add stuff, but you just got to check yourself and take a step back and just go, you know what? I'm in this for long term. This is a marathon. You know, this is 42 Ks worth. If I'm on K1, that's okay. Yeah. Good shit takes time.
Yeah, exactly right.
And that's a really, really important mindset.
Yeah.
But it's cool that you've got that little mindset of one step at a time, but at the same time you want to make the world a better place and really make a difference. I'm really excited to see what you end up doing. Or what you do.
I've always been sport, so I studied sport management, business sport management.
Yeah.
Always been involved in sport since a young age.
Was that always going to happen? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like my dad, close relationship with Brett Lovett, who was coach of the Frankston Dolphins. They're best mates. Their mums are best friends, and then me and Jake, their son, we're best friends.
Shout out, great man.
Jakey Lovett. Yeah, yeah, you know him well. Premiership heroes. Well, when Brett was coach of the Dolphins. Dad was like his assistant. He wasn't an assistant coach, but he was like his mentor type thing. Brett used to say he was Brett's coach.
Yeah,
you know, bit of type of player welfare.
Yeah, and
that just says that's my dad to a T. Not in the limelight, happy to be in the background.
Yeah,
but the most influential person there.
Yeah, that's
you
awesome.
know. And that's what I see myself trying to be too. So as a kid, I spent so much time at that footy club. Fell in love with it. Fell in love with the game.
Yeah.
Thought I could play, worked out I couldn't play. So if I can't play, I want to still be involved. So and then Brett went to Sandy, and then when he went to Casey, and I was going through injuries at the time. I was like 16, 17, and I not many probably 16-year-olds would do this, but I ended up spending every weekend. Brett said, "Do you want to do some stats?" So cool. I'd done stats for him at the Dolphins when I was about 13 or 14, and I loved it. And then I got to this next stage when he was at Casey, and thought, I'm not playing anymore. So I sat in the coach's box, with Brett and all the others, and we finished top of the ladder. So I got to be involved in a winning team, and
amazing.
I was in the car and travelling with them, and I was doing the interchange rotations on the computer for the twos.
Yeah.
So footy was like everything, and in that time and in that moment, that's what I thought I wanted.
Yeah.
And then I finished school. I wasn't good at school. Didn't plan to go to uni. Kind of in the back of my mind, I knew I always wanted to do what Dad does, and maybe somehow take it. I don't know. Yeah, that was in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
But obviously time went on, and I ended up being at uni doing sport management. So I thought, you know what, I'll end up working in footy operations. Well, that's what I'll end up doing. I feel like I'm good at it. I've been involved in it for a long time. Well, now working it out now, I still love footy and I still love sport, but that I've got nothing against people who work in the industry, but it's, you start off in small. Next year you work a bit better, or you go up a bit more, you earn a bit more money.
Yeah.
A bit more the next year, a bit more the year after that.
Yeah.
You might change clubs and go somewhere else. You might go
slowly.
It's just slowly working your way up.
Yeah.
And to me, if that's not doing that for something, like I'd rather spend that time building something of my own rather than...
I get that 100%.
And I love the game, and I love, that's what I thought I wanted.
Yeah.
But it's not leaving a legacy, I don't think. It's, and I don't know, maybe it's just now I've changed my mind and changed my thought process. Who knows? Maybe my first few years I will work in footy to build a bit of that foundation.
And if you've got in the back of your mind that, I want to build something, I want to work towards something, and like you said, leave a legacy, then you're going to be... everything that you do is going to be just personal development for when you actually do take that leap, and when you actually do find that one thing or the two things or the area that you want to work in. And I completely get that. I want to build something ideal, because that's kind of why I do what I do, why I don't work for someone else, or why I've had that question from a bunch of people. You work stupid hours, you do all this stuff, why don't you just work for someone else? And it's like, well, the simplest answer I can give, apart from just I love what I do, is I'm building something, and I'm building something that's going to be bigger than me. That's not going to be that's going to be self-reliant without me there. And like for me, that's the most important thing in the world. And if you keep that mindset and keep that drive, you'll get there.
I wrote down, that's, you know, I'm remembering a bit of it in my vision I wrote yesterday.
Okay.
One of the highlighted bits I had was live life on my terms.
Yeah.
And to get that, you know, it takes a lot of time. Like you're saying now, you're flat out, but I know in time you will have that.
Yeah, but I'm flat out. But at the same time, like if I want to take tomorrow off, I can take tomorrow off.
Exactly.
If I want to sit down and record a couple of podcasts today, I can do that. So
exactly,
it's
you know,
yeah, it's a challenge.
It is 100%.
The best part about it.
Oh, it's part of it.
Question for you: do you think life's too easy for most people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
I think we make it easy.
Mm-hmm.
We make it easy.
In what way?
Well, as a society, being an apprentice plumber from 16 is okay.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. But that's, for me, you're bigger than that as a person.
Yeah.
You know, you haven't necessarily, you know, I feel like we're brainwashed from a young age. You know, schools don't talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
We don't talk about personal development or dreaming big or traveling the world. You know, we talk about.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think? So when you say brainwashed, actually, I just asked like 3 questions.
No.
When you say brainwashed, what do you mean?
When I say brainwashed, I probably think the current system that's in place is for people who want to be doctors.
Yeah.
Who want to be engineers. Who want to be architects.
Yeah.
When you have to get if you want to get to point A, you got to do point B first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you know, some people don't have those thought processes. You know, some people can't control their feelings in one day to another. So I wouldn't say it's a brainwashing system because, you know, if you set a goal and you work hard and you get there,
you can get to where you
want, tick
wherever you want to get to, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I probably worded that not the best way, but
that's all right.
Because I'm a big thinker. Some people probably think I'm crazy sometimes.
But like, and what I've learned doing this, some people just don't think like that, and I think that's okay. Like, because everyone's, I spoke about it a little bit last week. Everyone's kind of got their level or their thing or their area that they work on, and like for you, and I guess for me, for another extent, is that I just want to learn and I want to grow and I want to keep improving. And like, what we kept coming back to in last week's one was just all about growth. Everything for us is about growth. Yeah. But some people are happy having the plumbing job that they work for someone else with a dog, with the house, with 2 kids, and that's it, and that's okay.
That's fine.
And that's perfectly okay, because I think everyone's kind of got to do them. And as soon as you start going, well, why aren't they doing it like that? Then you lose sight of why you're doing you are doing, or why you're not doing.
Exactly
what you're
right.
Doing.
And sometimes it's a hard pill for me to swallow when I say, like, it really frustrates me because I talk to people about it. It's great that you can have the job and. You know, you've got the mortgage and you're paying it. But if, you know, and you've got you're married, you know, so many people I know are getting married at a really young age these days. Yeah. It's great. Yeah. I love it. But with that comes responsibility and commitment. Yeah. And with that comes a lack of flexibility. Yeah. Yeah. In terms of, like, if you've got the full-time job, for me, I think everyone is striving to be happy. And to be happy, of course, you know what makes you happy, but freedom. Yeah. Like I said before, living life on your own terms. Mate, we complain a lot. Yeah. Oh, man, we complain significant amount. So probably a better way of throwing this into it is more times than one, those, like, and I'm one, when we're in that state throughout our life, if that's what you want to do, if you've chosen that path, and you know, and that's your vision and that's what you want to do, don't complain about it. Yeah. Because you've put yourself in that situation and you can get yourself out of that situation. So if you're working 9 to 5, don't send me a Snapchat saying fucking work again. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, because it's like, you're right, you're in control, you have to, like, and you've got to take a step back and go, well, it can't be naive enough to think that people don't have responsibilities and stuff, and you can't just everyone has to earn money, man. Yeah, you can't just uproot yourself. But at the same time,
there's been people who have had 3 kids and have changed jobs or have started their own business or have done all this stuff. So it's not that it can't be done.
Not at all.
It's just that we've got to go back to that hard work and persistence and consistency to actually get there. What are the...
Mate, I've absolutely blabbered on there.
No, that's okay.
I don't even know what I said.
That's okay. There's tangents is okay. If you were writing a school curriculum, what would be the 5 topics you'd teach?
Okay.
What would be the 5, I guess, broader subjects?
Yep. Gratitude, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Mindfulness, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Self-awareness, number 3.
Yeah.
Perspective, number 4.
Yeah.
Dreaming, number 5.
What do you think allows us to do all of those things?
It all comes down to who you are as a person, I think.
How do you think we figure that out?
Well, for one, it's...
How have you figured it out?
I haven't figured anything out.
Good question. But how have you allowed yourself to come to those 5 things as the 5 most important things that you teach?
Because that's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I haven't actually got to all those 5.
Yeah.
Because I still struggle every day.
Yeah.
I still... Mate, I'm the worst.
And that's the best thing about having these conversations.
Mate, I procrastinate more than anyone I know. Right now, I've got 2 days off a week because I don't have uni.
Yeah.
The job that I work at doesn't have any work at the moment for me. Mate, I procrastinate more than anyone, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. But
I like that you're having you are having these thoughts and you're actually talking about it because it allows you to unpack it.
Yeah.
And allows you to sit down and go, well, shit, what is gratitude to me? And you've got you got good answers for that. And what is mindfulness? What is self-awareness? Am I self-aware? Do I have perspective? Am I allowing myself to dream and work towards the things I want to work towards? And I think it's really important that that we all give ourselves the time and give ourselves we back ourselves in to actually think about these things.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just don't.
Yeah.
And again, we go around in circles a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've found my life improve significantly, and I guess my happiness and how content I am with what I'm doing improve significantly when I think of those 5 things and when I actually sit down and unpack it.
Yeah.
And when you ask people what are you grateful for, like Ed's question, what is happiness to you? You know, what is mindfulness? What allows you to be mindful? Are you self-aware? We get out of the bubble that we live in and we can actually assess things and assess how we're moving. And I think that doesn't happen enough. And if we were able to do that shit at school and actually able to have those conversations at school, I think life would be really interesting. Yeah. If more people had those thoughts.
I think so. It's just like we mentioned the word before, building a foundation. Mm-hmm. That's a foundation I feel to a happy life. Mm-hmm. Because we'll come back to what we were just talking about. It doesn't matter if you're working the 9 to 5 job. If you're mindful throughout that journey, it doesn't matter. Yeah. I don't want what I really don't want, and what I really want to change to the world is I want people to realise that life is bloody short, man. It's as simple as that. So I want people to enjoy it, and get the most out of it, and realise that the simple things are amazing. Sipping that cup of coffee in the morning isn't about sculling it or just getting it because it's the energy. Taste it. What does it smell like? Is it warm?
Experiencing.
It's an experience.
Yeah.
The great gratitude in that. I'm grateful to get up and go to work in the morning because it's an opportunity. It's a new day. Definitely. I've got a boss at work who might be an arsehole, but you know what? I'm grateful for it because it's allowed me to be self-aware, to be a better person, to show him that I can bloody do it. I'm just throwing shit.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that.
It's just something I really enjoy.
But if you check yourself like you do every morning with your gratitude, it allows you to start the day on that thought process.
Yeah, definitely.
If I have a mantra that I try and write down every day, that's show up, smile, and make a difference.
Saw that before.
It's on the wall.
Saw it.
Show up, smile, and make a difference. Like that's the simplest thing for me, because if I show up, then I'm out of bed and I'm moving.
That's
and
right.
if I smile, then I'm going to be spreading that smile to other people.
Yeah.
And if I'm making a difference, then I'm following like my why, which is just to make the world a better place.
Yeah,
like,
I love it.
As simple as that is, if I follow those three things, I'm gonna have a good day.
I love it.
And like shit things happen, and you have crap days, and you have days where you like I don't stop for 15, 16 hours, but at the end of the day, if I follow those three things, which I think I do 99% of the days, I'm gonna have had a good day.
That's awesome.
Even if I get home and I'm cooked and don't want to talk and just want to eat food and go to sleep, that's okay. Because I've lived.
You did those three.
Yeah, exactly. I've lived my life on my terms, like
That's
you
awesome.
said, and I think that's really, really important. That whether not enough people do it or not enough people think about it, I don't know. But the school system is an interesting one, because I see it. I understand why.
I'm probably not politically correct to actually talk about it, but
that's okay. That's okay. But I see why it is what it is, and I'm actually doing a podcast with a couple of teachers in a couple of weeks where we're talking about what can be changed and what is trying to be changed and all that kind of stuff. And as soon as we try and change things on mass scale, there's so many rules and regulations and red tape and things. So it's an interesting. I find it a really interesting discussion.
Like mate, and I'll say this till the day I die. Year 12 was the greatest year of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't put pressure on myself. I loved every minute of it. So I was in the moment.
Yeah.
And that's probably because I didn't have the pressure from my mum and dad. So I was lucky.
Yeah.
You know, I'm grateful for that. You know, I look at my dad and, you know, his family, a very close family. He didn't have a lot. He left school at year 10, man. So, but I look at what he's created without that.
Yeah.
You know.
Am I right in saying that all that he's created is around him for his passion and loving what he does?
And building relationships.
Yeah.
What was I getting on from that? You know, it had to happen. I knew it was going to happen at one point.
Happens all the time. Talk to me about your family. How's your role in your family changed since your old man passed away?
I don't think at all.
Good.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
No, because what has changed is, and last night, me, my older sister Taylor, and my mum, we sat down and we had a chat.
Yeah.
I was upstairs playing FIFA. Yeah. Favourite game.
As you do.
FIFA 17, bit of Ultimate Team. And I heard him talking, and it wasn't an argument, but it was a conversation that was. I see they're the conversations that need to be had.
Yeah.
You know, say how you feel, assess it, become better. Mm-hmm. Those conversations have happened more and more since Dad.
Why do you think that is?
Because I feel like something as huge as what's happened.
Yeah.
It's going to change you emotionally. Yeah. So everyone's going to be high one day and everyone's going to be low one day. Mm. And we're all still living in the same roof. My sister's 25, I'm 22, Camille's 20. Yeah. We're all doing our own thing.
Do you think it's helped you realise that shit life is short? So if we're annoyed at something or pissed off at something, we're actually going to talk about it now?
Exactly, yeah. And I feel like we've always been a family who's been able to tell each other everything. Honest, trust. Mate, I've got the greatest relationship with my sisters. It's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
My youngest sister, she'll love this. We communicate through movie quotes, man. Like, seriously, we'll just be walking down the street or something and I'll be like, something will pop up and I'll say a movie quote and it just works in the conversation. It's the best, man.
That's awesome.
She's in Hawaii at the moment and she's sending me Snapchats of like, just like she'll quote something with like Snapchatting something like that. Cool. It's awesome. You know, and that I look at it as also the way we were brought up with my parents. You know, we always went on holidays.
Yeah.
You know, there was always family time. We were always loved. There was always a hot meal on the table at night time. And we all sat around and did our prayer. Said grace. It's all about building the foundation. And I look at what my dad built with our family and what he taught us. Yeah. And I know that us three kids, you know, are going to do something amazing. Well, I don't know what it is. That's awesome. But we're all going to do something. You know, Camille's doing teaching at the moment. She's going to be an amazing teacher. My older sister Taylor, she's doing her own thing. She's got some ideas and she's going to kill them. And my mum is just an absolute superstar. I don't think my role has changed. Yeah. but I see us just being stronger than ever. Through real challenging times, like even recently, like it's just been really, really hard. Not with the grieving, but with lots of other things. Everything somehow happens at once.
Oh yeah, that's life.
And it just gets thrown at you. Not thrown, it gets absolutely pelted at you. Like, so hard. Seeing, I've got my mum's dad, he's got dementia, so you're watching that unfold.
It's horrible.
My dad's dad, he passed away 5 months before my dad. So that was huge.
Yeah.
And then that happened with my dad, so... everything happens at once. I also believe it all happens for a reason. I'm a massive believer of that, and that is also because
remind me to come back to that.
Yeah,
because I've got like
a lot of people don't like
I
it.
struggle with that a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Which I've talked about 100 times, and I've had a bunch of people tell me that I'm full of shit when I talk about it. But we'll get to that. But
can I just quickly say something?
Yeah, hit me.
I'm just going to say how grateful I am right now for this conversation.
Mate,
because
thanks for coming.
I always say to I've been saying it to a lot of people, is I'm sick of having the same conversation with the same person. How was your weekend?
Yeah.
Or how did the doggies go on the weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to have a beer on Friday night? I'm sick of it. I'm not sick of it because I love it, but I want to talk about this stuff.
Get deeper a little bit.
And the mask of masculinity. I feel like that's a massive thing on that. Is sometimes people are afraid to.
But I think that depends on. Like, I'm a big believer in the environment you surround yourself in. And if you put yourself in an environment where you've got people talking about this stuff and you've got people talking and wanting to have these conversations, then everyone's going to be kind of moving forward.
You're right.
If you're in an environment where all everyone wants to talk about is, how many beers you had on Saturday night or what the footy scores was or whatever, and yes, we still talk about that, but you tend to find that I've found that those things, and the podcast is just one of the ways that I have these conversations. And I guess the cool thing about this meeting is I get to talk to people that I haven't necessarily spoken to before, which is...
Me and you.
Yeah, exactly. Today, which is the first time I've, sat down with you properly and had a really good chat.
Yeah.
And it allows us to...
And you know what? I was on my way here and I thought, you know what? I've got a feeling I'm going to build a really strong relationship out of this. So...
Don't count your chickens, mate. Settle down.
Well, mate, we bowed on coffee, so yeah, it's probably not going to happen.
But those things allow us to, I guess, grow and improve. And I find myself caring less about the footy score and less about what everyone did in the weekend and trying to ask those deeper questions.
Yeah.
Like we had a conversation at the dinner table last night about death and about how we deal with death, and heavy conversation. But I find myself wanting to ask those questions now, and I'll ask the same question to you. Do you think death needs to be inherently sad?
I think it's part of it. I do think that.
Yeah.
Because, mate, you're losing. I don't know. It doesn't matter who you've lost, but it's a loss.
Yeah.
And when you lose, it hurts.
Definitely.
Footy grand final. It's so small, but mate, a loss hurts.
Yeah,
financially, business, you lose a client. It's a loss. So, death, man. I think it's huge. It should be sad. It should be sad, but it also I think should be a celebration too. I look at my dad and 53, and I was listening to a song on the way here, Frank Sinatra, "My Way, Man." I lived a life that's full.
Yeah. So
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because I lived a life that was full. I was 53, but now it's my time. So, death is such a huge thing. I've had conversations.
It could be a whole conversation.
It's another podcast.
And I think that's right. You've got to find whatever emotion it is at that time. You got to let yourself feel however you want to feel. Yeah. And at the time there would have been great sadness, and there would still be great sadness. But at the same time, you've spoken about how your family's become stronger and closer. So that's something to celebrate and something to be thankful for.
Definitely.
So there's all these different emotions that come with it. And I asked the question last night to my partner and my housemate, and then we didn't really. Everyone kind of had different answers, and it was kind of cool because I hadn't really thought of the answer. I just kind of asked the question. But I think the way our culture deals with death is just based around sadness. And I think that we need to be able to, because we have those times where an elder passes away and we have that thought, it is their time, they're not in pain anymore, they're better, and we have that celebration around it. And if we're able to understand, or we're able to take each case by case and kind of go, you know what? Yes, it's sad, but at the same time, it was the time. I was ready to go, or they're moved on to a better place now. Whatever you believe, whether they're back in the ground and their atoms come back to the world, like it doesn't really matter what that is. Do things happen for a reason? Discuss.
Wayde Custerson says yes.
Yeah. Why?
I think like the main reason is because that's what I was taught.
Yeah.
Yeah, from my dad, or from what you talk about, environment, who you surround yourself with.
Yep.
The people around me. That's probably the way we lived, and I was brought up with. And that comes down probably for me because I'm lucky. That comes down to faith.
Yeah. So that thought things happen for a reason. Does that come from a point of faith?
Not religion. Not religion.
Yeah.
I feel. I understand the argument against it.
Yeah.
Like, mate, like life can be shit, and I've felt that shit.
Yeah.
Like I know. But what's your perspective like?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can't go out and say, oh, everything that happens today, it's for a reason.
Yeah.
Because you're actually controlling what you're doing. So it's also up to you.
Yeah.
Or because of you.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good question. I feel like it does, and it helps me that I believe that.
Yeah.
Because it does give me faith.
Yeah.
And it gives me a sense of whatever happens today, it's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Relax.
Yeah. I like that.
And that's one thing I was when I've gone through, especially in the last probably 6 weeks of my exams, there was a time when I was so stressed out.
Yeah.
And I actually I was about to have a panic attack, and I took a step back, I took a breath. Yeah. And I was like, relax, mate.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be alright.
That's cool.
And they're the words I just remember my dad telling me. He taught me a little thing, go to bed at night, the 5 a.m.s. So right before you're about to be asleep, like when you're in that real daze, think about this, you're going to go to sleep and marinate for the next 8 hours. Like your body is marinating itself for another day.
Great use of the word marinate. I like it.
Yeah, different.
Yeah.
But
hungry now.
Yeah, me too. So what you're about to think about in that just small space before you fall asleep it's gonna decide how your body is going to marinate. Is it going to be in a negative mindset? Is your subconscious going to think negatively? So my dad taught me the 5 a.m.s right before you're about to go to sleep, because normally when I'm asleep, when I'm in bed, I'm thinking. Yeah. And I can't stop thinking, and then I'll think for an hour.
I'm sure a lot of people can relate
2 hours.
to you. Yeah.
So when I'm in that state, I'm going to say to myself, I'm healthy, I'm loved, I am blessed, I'm safe, I'm happy. Yeah. And that puts you in that state of mind where I guess it's positive, and you can relax, and everything's going to be okay. Because it is. When you think about it, if you trust the process, and for me, believe that everything happens for a reason, mate, it'll be alright. Yeah. You know, it will. You just got to relax.
Yeah, I like that. And I've had that things happen for a reason conversation a number of times, and I think my beliefs. I believe in chaos. I believe shit just happens. But at the same time, I believe that we can control, and that there's some things we can't control, but we can control how we deal with it, and we can control all of those controllables, how we deal with things, and the things we can actually make happen or stop happening, and things like that. If we do the right things for the right reasons, then you're right, everything will be okay, and we'll end up in a better spot. Like all of the I guess horrible things that have happened in my life, and I can speak from my experiences, and the bad things that have happened and the negative things that have happened, I've always been able to find the silver lining, or find the thing that, you know what, that sucked at the time, but it was the best thing that could have happened, or whatever. So, you know, I think I love talking to you, and I'm not a religious person, but I love talking to you guys who are, because my ability to check myself, and, you know, I was talking to one of my clients today, and 5-6 years ago, I would have just gone, nah, no way, stupid, dismissed it, moved on. Yeah. just would have said it was rubbish, and you know, and like there's still parts of it that I can't get my head around. But at the same time, I think everyone's trying to find their own way to figure out what's going on in the world, and I think that's cool that you're able to utilize that faith system to do that. And I understand why now, and I think that's really important, because if you can understand, if I can take a step back and look at the way you think of things and take bits and pieces from it and use it in my own life, then that's a win. And if I'm allowed to use it, if I'm able to use it in my own life and help the people around me, and you're able to do the same for me, then we're all going to be better, and we're all going to be able to move forward. Yeah, it's really exciting.
I think I think a lot.
That's good. Because you think
a win-win. You know. Yeah. Not you win, not I win and you don't. Yeah. Like for you, for example, like you're not trying to tear everyone else's gyms down while you're building up. That's exactly it, and it's a win-win for everyone. Yeah. Like I've had that conversation with a few people. That doesn't need to be that competition where well you can't succeed and I can't succeed. Well, like the way I look at things is I want to improve the whole industry. Like I want to improve the way people coach, the way people teach, the way people educate clients, the way clients deal with gyms and movement and fitness and things like that. And if I can spread that outside Virtus into, you know, the commercial gyms and the small fitness studios and the group fitness things of the world, then the world's going to be a better place. And our legacy at Virtus and our why is able to be spread to more people, which helps more people. Yeah. Whether it's my bottom line that looks better or whether it's someone else's, doesn't really matter if someone moves better and someone's in less pain and someone's able to hit their goals and things like that. Yeah. So, I don't know. You should never try and succeed by standing on other people. No. And as soon as you do, it's probably a little empty. But at the same time, you got to be a little bit ruthless sometimes. So I don't know. It's an interesting one. That's an interesting discussion. Competition, that's part of life. Yeah. But you know, you don't necessarily need to tear someone else's building down to build your building. True. And it allows you to take stock of where you are. Competition. That's what I feel that's what that does. Yeah. And it allows you to realise, you know what, I want to be here. Here are the people that are already there. What do I need to learn off them? Rather than I'm here, there's people underneath me, I'm just going to step on them to get up to the next level, because no one wins. No. In that situation. No. Talk to me about your time, I guess, working in sport and working in, like, at Melbourne City more recently. Yeah. It's been awesome. Loved it, mate. I love all sport. Sport's the best, man. How good is sport?
Sport's the tits.
It is the tits. Sport is the tits. Because I've grown up with it from a young age and been so involved in, I guess you could say, semi-professional environment. Yeah. It's just been a part of me and who I am. But yeah, just recently with Melbourne City, so I've been very lucky, very blessed in the last probably 6-7 years, probably longer now. Like through my dad's company, my dad has had a partnership with Melbourne Heart, or now Melbourne City. Yep. So I then got a passion for soccer as well as Aussie rules, and so we went to all the games and stuff, and Dad built a connection there. We used to go to all the games, and then, you know, my dad's mad soccer. Followed the Socceroos, and now a close friend of mine, Bailey Wright, plays for the Socceroos. You know, that's awesome. So it's just amazing. It's just everything happens for a reason, mate. Somewhat. So I started Melbourne City probably like 6 months ago. Just part of my uni placement, uni internship, and when I talk about, like, you can get what you want. Mm-hmm. Like if you really want it, and I struggle to step outside my comfort zone and you know, like, and chase after what I want, because it's hard. Like,
mate, 100%. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Exactly, like, right. It's the simplest quote ever, but
it's so true. You know, like, well, you know, my dad, obviously everything had happened with him, but I reckon I had to chase that placement myself. Yeah. And, you know, I'll take my hat off to anyone who's actually going to give someone a buzz and say, mate, I'm keen and I want to do this. Like, at least you're having a go.
Yeah, well, there's very few people that if you call them or email them or get in contact with them and you ask for their help and they're actually able to see it, there's very few people who just say, no, I don't have time. Exactly. Everyone wants to help. Yeah. And everyone wants to pump up everyone else.
Well, I love this quote. You either succeed or you survive.
Yeah.
You know, you're not actually gonna like the fear of rejection is probably one of the biggest fears in the world.
Yeah. What's the worst that can happen?
You know, you're not gonna die. You're gonna survive, man. So you're gonna succeed or survive.
Yeah.
So if you don't get it, I've survived.
100%.
But so I actually normally my dad would, oh, Dad, I want to work in Melbourne City. Oh, don't worry, Wayde, I'll ring him.
Yeah, but you had to do it.
Yeah. And you know what? I probably wouldn't have learnt and grown in the way I've grown. So it was a great opportunity for me. So I rang, said where, and that they know me, like a couple of the people in there through the sales area, through my dad.
Yeah.
They know who I am just from a young kid. Rang them up and he's like, yeah, mate, where do you want to work? And I said media, because being at Casey, I did a lot of operations and learnt the running, how to run a club and administration, talent ID, that type of thing.
Cool.
But I also really enjoyed media. That's what I loved about VFL is I wasn't stuck doing one thing.
Well, I guess the smaller, less funded organisations, you've got to have, And it's,
we don't have someone on social media, mate.
Exactly. I've found that running a business.
Yeah.
Like you've got to wear 1,000 different hats, which is a cool thing. It's a really good thing.
Learning
for self-development.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to be really, really good at one thing, go do one thing. If you want to figure out what you want to do, go do a shitload of stuff and suck at half of it. And that's going to get you forward.
I'm sure you've learnt stuff you probably never thought you'd learn.
Mate, the marketing stuff and the financial stuff and social media and
it's huge, man.
And management and all that stuff is the cornerstones of my job now. Whereas
you used to just teach people deadlift, mate.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just a coach. Simply, I'm really good at being a coach. But that's 20%, 30% of my life now. Like I've got to be across the marketing, I've got to be across the operations, I've got to be across the management, got to be across all my coaches and creating relationships with all my staff and then all my clients. So that one, to do what I do, and I guess to do what you want to do, you need to have all those different hats. So being able to put yourself in that VFL situation and try all those different things is going to be incredible for your development.
I'm so glad I did it. I did it for 4 years and at Casey, and then I was doing years when I was previous with Frankston, but that was more just for fun. But as I got older, I did it more for this is what I want to do. I'm going to take it seriously. I tried I did lots of different things. My weekends were flat out and busy with that. I wasn't getting paid a lot of money. I was getting barely any money. I got petrol money. It was my own time. But I knew it was going to grow me, and I thought that's what I wanted. And it still is a part of me, and it still is a little bit inside me that I wouldn't mind being in there. So I thought, I really enjoyed the media. So I said to Brad at Melbourne City, I said, mate, I love media. I'd love to learn some more, and I'd love to have a go. I didn't say I don't know much about it. I said, yeah, mate, I'm media. So he put me in there. He's like, here's his number. Give him a buzz. He will definitely have you. So. Gave him a buzz, he didn't answer. And then through a Positive Move, my dad's business, that's the name of the business, a Positive Move.
That's cool.
So as you can see, I'm a positive person because of that. Through a Positive Move, we had a table at their best and fairest, and he didn't answer his phone, the guy was trying to ring it. I remember early in the year, Melbourne City, a couple of people who worked for the club came and spoke to my class, and after it, this is I don't know, this is just what I've been taught. After it, I made sure I went up to both of them, shook their hand, had a chat, said thanks. I ran into one of them,
good way to do it.
Best and fairest. It's just everything happens for a reason, mate. So I went up to him and said, hey, mate, had a chat to him and, oh, mate, I'm looking for Jules. Who's this Jules bloke? Because I don't know what he looks like. He's like, that's him over there. Do you want me to introduce you? I said, oh, no, that's all right. So he didn't answer my phone the week before, and I went up to him. And I said, I put my hand out. I went, Jules, and he knew straight away. I said, I'm Wayde, and he said, I didn't ring you back, did I? And we just laughed. I said, no. He's like, what do you do on Monday? Do you want to get a coffee? I said, yep, lock it in.
Perfect.
And then from that, I built a great relationship with him. He's a fantastic fella. I really enjoyed it. I spent 2 days a week at the club, and then the season started, so I did a few matches and got to experience what it's like. And mate, they work hard. They work really hard, and to see where sport has grown in terms of social media and marketing, it's massive. To have 4 guys in the media department working full time. One's a videographer, and this is soccer. by the way. Like this is probably a sport that's probably not funded
as well.
It's one of the smaller ones in Australia. The AFL have 10 media guys. So to experience that and be a part of it, I loved it. I'm still doing match days, so
awesome.
Still just doing that, keeping my toe in the water, just having a feel for it still and being involved. It's I love that. So, but now I'm at a point where I'm still not sure. I'm undecided a bit.
Do you think you're gonna figure it out soon? What the next step is?
Yeah. I've applied for sports jobs. Recently since graduating. Thinking if I get them, or
give it a crack.
Give it a crack. I'll be. The great thing is I'm 22. How old are you?
25.
Mate, 25. Go work at a footy club for 2 years.
Yeah.
You're only 27.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So,
I fuck up first, I'll just start again. It's only been 2 years.
Exactly, mate. So, it won't hurt.
Yeah.
So, and if it's guaranteed, I'm going to learn and I'm going to build and grow.
Yeah, well, it's just, if you don't end up sticking with that one thing, it's 2 years or a year or 18 months of personal development.
It's part of the story, man.
And you'll realise that, you might realise 12 months in that, this isn't for me, but it's 12 months that you've spent making yourself better and creating relationships and meeting people, and then it puts you in a position where you can kind of go, what's the next chapter, what's the next part of the story.
Yeah, exactly right.
And then you're always, if you've got that mindset, you're always going to be moving forward. But if you get stuck in the, I don't want to try that, I don't want to attempt that job because I might fuck up or I might fail, or I don't want to apply for that course, or I don't want to, do that. And I've been lucky enough to have a bunch of my clients go from whatever job they were in to studying personal training, to maybe doing an internship, to moving into the fitness industry in a bunch of different areas, because they come in one day and they go, I want to do what you do, or I don't think I want to be doing this for the rest of my life. Like, awesome, pull the trigger. Like, again, you got to check it and go, some people have certain things they've got to be responsible for, but at the end of the day, I still believe that if you chase the things you love doing and you find the thing you're passionate about, you'll eventually get paid well to do it.
Yeah.
If you put in the work.
I agree.
If you put in the work over a long period of time. And if you don't put in the work over a long period of time, you probably won't get there, and you'll probably end up having to go back to that job. But, and if you get there and you're like, fuck, this isn't what I want, doesn't matter. It's all part of the journey.
Exactly.
I spent 12 months of my life studying a master's degree that I didn't finish. But if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't be where I am now. So it's, things do happen for a reason.
Hey, maybe. You said it.
Hey. Actually, maybe. So I've got a bunch of questions for you.
Yeah.
Go as long or as short as you want with these answers.
Okay.
Have you had a defining moment? If so, what?
I love that question. It's a good question. I've never been asked that either. I wouldn't say a defining moment. The whole thing with my dad, I think, is defining in itself. Mm-hmm. Because it's one you don't expect, even though you know it will happen one day.
Yeah.
It's when it comes up, it creeps up and you don't hear it coming. And
why me? Why now?
Yeah. So that was defining because it's changed my life. I don't think it's defined who I am. Mm-hmm. It's shaped who I am.
Yeah.
It doesn't define me.
Yeah.
There's probably been little moments where throughout my life so far where I've gone like it's just triggered. I'm like, shit, this is it. This is one a very special moment for me. It was like this is the whole Melbourne City thing. So that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
It's what I wanted. It's what I loved. It's what I grew up with, and I went. Like, I've been working doing an internship with the club. I'm building relationships. I'm stepping outside my comfort zone, giving it a red hot crack. And Melbourne City, Melbourne Victory, the derby this season. I'm in the media press box. I'm sitting next to the head coach's son, who I had to look after. Yeah. And then I've got my boss next to me. And my favourite song of all time, "Stand By Me," by Ben E. King, I think his name is. And they walk out, and I've got my laptop in front of me, and I'm like, I actually had a few tears.
That's cool.
And I was like, you know what? Like, this is it. This might not be what I'm going to do, but it said to me, even if it's not what I'm going to do, it's worth it. That moment, you kind of, it's going to help you get to where you are. I had that moment, and I was like, shit, like, it gave me goosebumps.
That's cool. Because I think we never actually get to where we want to be, because we're always chasing something.
Exactly.
But if we're able to take stock, take a deep breath, and enjoy each, like, those little moments along the journey, like they might be every week, they might be every month, they might be every 6 months, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if you can, and you like, how long ago was that?
This was probably 6 weeks ago.
Yeah,
7 weeks ago.
So pretty fresh.
Pretty fresh.
But like, that's something that like, you're beaming now thinking about it.
Yeah.
And if we can accumulate those moments, we're probably going to live a life that's pretty rich and pretty fulfilled.
Exactly.
I like that.
And I've probably had, there's plenty of moments like that where, for example, the other day, I've opened up my exam results.
Yeah.
In the back of my mind thinking, shit, like, I was so sick and felt the results were supposed to come out today, and they came out early.
Yeah.
And I got home from gym and got an email, and like, Mum's like, do you want me to open it with you? I'm like, nah.
Just let me do it.
Leave me alone. Like, and I opened them, and I got over the line, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, I didn't cry. I didn't, like, for me, I'll talk about it being a proud moment. This is what I want to try and, tell people as well, is, acknowledge your milestones.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be small.
Yeah.
Acknowledge the little things that you're doing. Don't ignore them.
Enjoy the
wins. And I don't mean go out and get fucking blind. Like, I mean,
hey, treat yourself.
And that's all right too. But like, just acknowledge it and say to yourself, I've done a good job. Like, I'm proud of what I've done. Yeah. So, like, when I opened the results, like, I went up and told my mum, and she gave me this big hug and cried, and just because the whole moment of it and everything that.
But it's the whole moment, but it's an accumulation of little achievements over a few years of degree. So there's probably been lots of defining moments for you, I'm sure. I think everyone. I like to think that everyone's had a lot of defining moments, but whether people are aware enough to think of them as a defining moment, or that's always something that interests me.
Yeah,
and I love. Yeah, that's one of my favorite questions, which is why I asked it first.
That's awesome.
Little segue to what you were talking about then. What is success to you?
Good question. Success. I'd say success is doing something that you love. It doesn't have to be, success doesn't have to be money related. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be rich, and you don't have to be famous. If you're happy, happiness is all that matters.
Perfect.
I love that term success, because it can mean anything.
Yeah.
Like, it really can. There's no limit on success. There's no time limit on success, and there's no definition, I don't think, for success. But success is what makes you tick. If you want to get up in the morning, and for me, success would be doing what I love, helping other people, providing and providing value and contributing to the community and to as many people as I can.
Yeah.
To make the world a better place, and at the same time, by loving my family, creating what it is I'm going to create, and time will tell, and being just absolutely free and grateful for everything that I have.
That's really cool.
For me, that's success, but I'm sure your success is different. So
yeah,
let's flip it. What's your definition of success?
That's a long question for another podcast. My definition of success is it's pretty simple. It's achievement and growth. Because achievement is, getting a couple extra people in one of our classes. It's seeing someone learn how to deadlift. It's seeing someone hit the goal that they set 12 months ago. It's me stepping back and looking at Virtus and looking at all our staff now and how much has changed over the last 12 months and how much we've grown. Like, those little achievements. And like I said, celebrating the little wins, that's success to me. And being able to... My short answer, that was a longish answer. My short answer is waking up in the morning and going to bed at night and doing whatever I want to do in between.
That's awesome.
That's success.
It's so simple, but it's so good. I love that, because that's probably a much more simple sentence than what I just said.
I've been able to think about it a few times. Yeah. Do you have a morning routine?
I do.
What is it?
But I fade away from it.
Yeah,
all the time. Okay. Read a book actually called The Miracle Morning, at Easter time. Hal Elrod, his name is The Miracle Morning, and I loved it. So you gotta get up in the morning, early time. First thing you do, go and brush your teeth, because you're starting your day off on a healthy note. Make your bed, starting your day off on a positive note. I love that. It's so simple, but writing, say, 3 things that you have to do in the morning. Like, number 1, make your bed. Number 2, eat your breakfast. Number 3, brush your teeth.
Yeah.
So simple, but this can start your day off on a whole another note. So for me, it'd be getting up nice and early, doing a meditation. And I don't meditate for like half an hour. It's like, if I can do 5 to 10 minutes,
that's a win.
10 to 15 minutes, I'll be wrapped.
Yeah, cool.
Write down my 3 things I'm grateful for. In my meditation, visualize my day, my perfect day. What it is, and that's not today. Well, that's my perfect day in 10 years, or my vision, my absolute vision, affirmation, so going over who I am as a person, who do I want to be remembered as? What do I stand for? And this is stuff I'm listening from the book.
That's cool.
So I don't do all those every day, but
yeah, but that's the thing. I think it's really cool to be aware of. Like, here's where I want to be in terms of my morning routine. Here's where I am. Some days I'm better than others. Some days I fuck up and don't brush my teeth or don't eat breakfast or whatever. Don't meditate, but it's okay. I'll pick myself up, dust myself off, and tomorrow I'll try and be better.
Exactly.
And that's all we need to do.
Exactly. So I hate it when people when you're not perfectly, especially in the gym. It's alright. I've got Monday. I'll start again Monday.
Yeah.
You got tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
Like, you can do it tomorrow.
Got today.
You got today. So I love mornings, man.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been a morning person. Don't get me wrong. I have days when, like, yesterday my alarm didn't go off on my phone. I'm like, shit. And that frustrated the hell out of me, because
Been there, mate.
I woke up 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you serious? Like, I've wasted half the day. Well, to me, that was half the day. So
maybe you needed that sleep and things just happened for a reason.
You're a bastard, mate. So, and exercise in the morning. Yeah. I love it. Cool. So I prefer to get it done in the morning. Obviously, practice my gratitude. Breathe. I think breathing's important. Eating a good, healthy meal. I've been having these things. I've been making these big juices. This Hulk juice, I call it. Nice. Chuck everything, goodness in it.
And just
smash it down. It's about a litre. I was just goodness, and I have one of those and
package it up and drop one in for me every morning.
Mate, I would. So I think morning is very important.
Awesome. All right, you've kind of answered this a little bit, but okay. I want a really short, concise answer to it.
Shit.
If money wasn't an issue, or if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do with your life?
So pretty much my ultimate dream. I would love to have the flexibility to bring up, and I'll think in long term, like I'll stay, in 10 years, because I know I want a wife and I want kids, is to spend and see my kids grow up, spend as much time with my family as I can, whilst continuing my empire, hopefully that I know I will create.
Awesome.
And I can still help people through that. I want to have a podcast like you, like myself, but I think overall I know I want flexibility. So like the quote you said before is, I can wake up in the morning and go to bed and do everything I want in between. I love that.
Yeah.
And I've never heard that. That's what I want.
Awesome.
So for me, it would be just living life on my terms. So I'll have my own podcast. I'll have my own YouTube doco series.
Awesome.
Mate, I can't pinpoint it.
Huge question, mate.
That's just. Come on, man.
What are you most proud of?
It's a good question too. What am I most proud of? I got to say I'm proud of like finishing uni. Like that's obviously my most recent achievement, and to me it's not about a certificate. It's about
the time you put in.
The time I put in, the effort you put in. What's been thrown at you or me or anyone. If you've got a goal and you know, mate, it's hands down. It's going to happen. You're going to get thrown shit, and it's just how you take it and your perspective. But I'm also pretty proud of just the person I am. If that's too broad to say, you know,
No, definitely not.
I feel like my perspective on life, my love, you know, I wrote down in my vision yesterday and who I want to be as a person. I want to be remembered, and the legacy I want to leave is I want people to know that I loved my life.
That's
like,
cool.
that's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to be remembered for loving life and soaking in every freaking second I possibly can. So yeah, that would probably be it.
On the flip side, what are you most ashamed of?
Oh, mate, confession. Okay.
Yeah.
Funny story.
Hit me.
Being a person, I respect my dad highly. Like, and my parents.
Yeah.
Always do good. I'm always a goody two shoes. Always done the right thing. My parents, we were going away on a family holiday and I decided not to go. I held a bit of a party.
As you do.
As you do, but it got a bit out of control. But no, I don't know. I've just thrown that out. I don't know, man. Like, I don't think I'm really ashamed of anything.
Good. Well, you wanted to live with no regrets, so
Exactly.
I think that's important.
It's a good question.
If you fuck up, you fuck up, but at the same time, you don't necessarily need to regret it or be ashamed of it. You learn from it.
You learn from it. There's been times in my life where there's obviously been things that happen, that probably not that I regret, but I know that I should have done it differently. You know.
But you wouldn't have had the insight to do it differently if it never happened. So
Exactly.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
What advice would you give a 5-year-old version of yourself?
I'd probably say, relax.
Good advice.
You know, I wish I had told myself that, like, at the start of my uni degree.
Yeah.
Or even when I was 16. And I'll continue to say that to
But
myself.
here's what I've learned, and I've learned this from my beautiful girlfriend Keandra. If I tell her to relax, the reaction I get isn't a relaxed one. Not at all. So it almost goes the other way.
Relax!
But you're telling not relax. But you're telling yourself to relax, so I guess that might be okay.
Yeah. I reckon relax, and be you.
Yeah.
Like, just be yourself. Like, if I was 5, I probably would be like, huh?
No.
Like, but
Go 15.
yeah,
Same.
15's good. Like, I think being yourself is what we should all be doing. You know, don't be afraid to. Like, for me, I see myself as an absolute idiot. You know,
That's okay.
Like,
Don't take yourself
and you know,
so
it's taken me
seriously.
till now to realise I don't care what anyone thinks. Like, I see that as
So important.
such a powerful thing. You know, like, be yourself, live the life you want to live. You know, if you worry too much about what anyone thinks, it's not living life on your terms.
Yeah.
It's living life on their terms. So just be yourself, be you.
Good. What would your headstone say?
Well,
Or I'll flip it a little. I'll change it a little bit. If you could be remembered in one sentence, what would it be?
I threw it out before. Loved his life endlessly.
Good.
Loved his family. And this
Full
is
stop.
this
That's
is
a sentence. That's a good
I
sentence.
guess so.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
that
alright.
sentence. All right. Last question before we roll through a couple of favourites. If you could invite 3 people to dinner, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Great question. Number 1, my dad.
There we go. I was hoping you'd say that.
Oh mate, come on, we all knew I was gonna say that.
We did.
Say number 2, Elvis Presley.
Cool. Why?
Love my music. I've been brought up, and when I say I'm an idiot, I've got a very wide range, very strange taste. Not strange. I've just got a diverse range of taste in music. So Elvis, love my Elvis. My whole family, we just brought up on it. So you got to have someone musical, a bit of entertainment at the party.
Good.
Probably say my pop, like my dad's dad.
Awesome.
Like I said before, like family means a whole lot to me, and I probably would like, if anything, I'd probably say I invite my whole family, but because I like
3 people, mate. 3 people.
Yeah.
Alright.
Mate, I could go on forever with that question.
Yeah.
3 people.
It's an interesting one. All right, last couple. I just want favourites. Favourite book?
Favorite book. just finished it. Lewis Howe's The School of Greatness.
School of Greatness.
I'll probably just say that because it's the most recent in my mind.
Yep.
And most fresh. School of Greatness. It's basically a step-by-step process. If you want something, you can get it if you want. And what I did was I read it, and I did follow the steps as I read it. It was like, when you have a book and you get in bed and you read it and flip the page.
And you're not really reading it?
You're not really. So I'm reading it again basically, but each chapter I'm highlighting, I'm doing the steps.
Good.
My mum's asking me, what are you doing? And the last 2 days I've been on my computer just writing my vision and writing my goals, and
I love that
step-by-step process.
So is that where all that vision stuff came from?
Yeah, exactly. That book. Cool. So spent a lot of time doing that last few days. So that would be the book.
Favourite TV show?
Favourite TV show. Love That 70s Show.
Nice.
One of my all-time favourites.
Yeah, good.
And love Friends. Friends is a classic of mine. I love it. And it's just something me and my sisters love watching together. It's a good laugh.
Perfect. Yeah. Favourite movie?
Favourite movie? Remember the Titans?
Oh, good.
Yeah, Remember the Titans. And then I love Step Brothers. Yeah, you can't go past that.
Yeah, there's one you can quote for days.
Oh, exactly.
Favourite way to spend a Sunday afternoon?
I love Sundays. Sundays are great. I'd probably say just for maybe spending time with family, have a bit of a sleep in, 9 o'clock, have a nice coffee, read the paper, bit of brekkie, and then spend time with family, maybe go visit my grandparents, and then chill out that night, watch a movie, relax, and maybe catch up with some friends. Sunday's a good recharge day, so they're the days that I probably chill out the most.
Good.
Yeah.
I like it. Last one, favourite quote?
Favourite quote?
Of all time.
A favourite quote of all time? I'd say... can I say two?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Thank you. Inch by inch is a cinch, yard by yard it's hard. And that's just because I've been brought up with it.
Yeah.
I won't even say two. That's my quote. It's because I've been brought up with so long, it's become our family mantra.
That's cool.
So when things are tough, you just say inch by inch, mate.
And
you know what it means.
I love that you live by that as well, rather than just it be like we use a term. we got a bunch of quotes up in the gym. They're more than just words on the wall. They're things we actually live by. And if you're actually living by it, which will allow you to, when times are shitty, will allow you to keep moving forward, which is pretty big.
Oh man, it's massive.
Pretty powerful.
That's what I think we should all be doing, is living what you stand for. I love that. I love having the thought of, man, I used to have quotes on my wall when I was a kid, I remember.
Yeah, that's cool.
Had a bit of Arnold Schwarzenegger poster up.
Who didn't, mate? Who didn't?
Yeah. But no, man, inch by inch, and that's just the way I've been brought up. It's the way I'll continue to live, because life is what it is, and if you're not taking it inch by inch, you can't think too far forward. Otherwise, it's just going to consume you. So
good.
That's
mate,
it, mate.
Love your work. Thanks for coming on,
mate. Absolutely loved it. It's
very
been awesome.
Very good from you.
You're a star. You're an absolute star.